Hello everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the European server. We are in Steps Encounter Mode South Spawn with WinnieANKA in his Pz38nA. Haven't seen him in this tank before, but as I said, he's trying to see how many different tanks he can get into the Hall of Fame, so he picks out a scout and plays it until he gets a Hall of Fame mission in it, or probably gets so frustrated that he takes a turn in a different tank. So here's his entry in the Tier 4 German light that's stuck in the medium line and everybody hates. There's 1 artillery apiece, 6 lights apiece. Matter of fact, if you look at this, the teams are perfectly matched. 4 mediums, then 4 TDs, then an arty, then 6 lights. So while the tanks aren't exactly the same, I better check that out before I say that now. You have to get all the way down to like the 7th tank before they differ. The teams are exceedingly evenly matched here, so hopefully nobody complains about MM on this one. And again, this is a Tier 4 battle and you're in kind of a wide open map, so God knows what these people are going to do. You basically just have to say, okay, I'm going to go and spot from here and see what all the crazy people are up to before I decide really what I'm going to do in the battle. As you've seen on some other maps, or on some other films, he likes using this bush right here. He finally gets spotted, so he hides behind a rock a little bit. His team's extremely weak over to the east. Hopefully that doesn't hurt them. And since everybody's over on the west side, he's going to move up and try to get some spots for his team over here. He's going to take this guy out. You can be pretty aggressive in Tier 4 battles in this tank. The armor isn't that great when you go up against Tier 6s and Tier 7s, but against other Tier 4s, this armor is surprisingly strong. It's a duck. Dead duck. 2 more tanks over here. They're both waiting on... Oh, Matilda. Good shot, Matilda. Yeah, you usually want to switch to APCR if you're not already using it against the Matilda. Now we'll come back here and get behind the 3001 or 2001. Target is being killed. Goodbye, target. They have a 5 tank lead. Most likely they're just going to steamroll everybody. This is a pretty viable tactic for fighting on encounter mode. And that is you win the off side of the field and then you go clean up on cap. If the enemy team tries to cap, it takes them forever to do it, so you have plenty of time to get there. Already has no chance now that he's behind him. The lead is growing. Now the green wave is going to sweep westward, destroying everything in its path. I'm not really certain what all their tanks did over there in the east, but whatever it was, it didn't really accomplish very much. They didn't really make their presence known at all. And again, this is failure to recognize an opportunity. Because if all their tanks over on their east would have been counting tanks, they would have seen on the minimap that, hey, all the enemy team is west. If we rush the east, we can blow away everybody who's left over here because we're going to outnumber them. And right now, they wouldn't be so far behind in the fight. But they never realized they could do that. And now it's just competition to see who gets the damage and the kills, because everybody wants in on this action. Oh, there's a guy hiding up on top there. Three victims left. Now he's to the point where he can't afford to take a hit. Fortunately, so far for him, the enemy's ability to aim is only slightly better than their ability to read the minimap. And there goes the game. He survives the fight and ends up with 1,420 damage and 4 kills. 24 of 37 shooting at 65% accuracy. 746 spotting damage, or assisted damage, and 9 spots. He ends up earning 33,988 credits because he only switched to APCR just for a few tanks. And he earned 1,787 XP, survived the fight, got a high caliber, a scout medal, and then got fighter, fire for effect, and bruiser mini medals, and that gives him a battle score of 1,852, puts him in the second place, I think behind himself, on the Pz38nA list. He started off moving up to this little bush right here, got a bunch of spots, got a couple shots in on the looks, and then as the enemy team kind of went this way a little bit, he recognized the fact that he had almost all of his team behind him and to the side of him, so he just pulled up, and instead of just being content sitting there proxy scouting, he's like, hey, this is a tier 4 fight. I can actually brawl a little bit in this tank, and so he went in and just started beating up on people. Took a couple hits, but that's okay. With all the fire support behind him, they ended up blowing away the west flank. Racing out to an early lead, went up, killed the Yardie, and then just come across and clean up everybody that was left over. And it was a very easy Hall of Fame victory. It comes down to recognizing that there's fire support behind you, recognizing that you can be way more aggressive in a 38NA in a tier 4 fight than you can in a tier 7. And so he took advantage of the situation that his team gave him. He was able to take bigger risks, and because of that, he got a much greater reward, second place in the Hall of Fame. From Steps and Counter Mode, WinnieANKA. Happy hunting.